First up, the 1965 United States quarter dollar is one of the most talked about coins in modern American numismatics, and today we're diving deep into its history, value, rare errors, and the hidden facts collectors search for every day. If you've ever wondered why the 1965 quarter gets so much attention, it all starts with a major change in US coinage. Before 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver, but due to a nationwide silver shortage, the US Mint removed silver from circulating coins. That makes 1965 the very first year of the clad quarter, and this shift created demand, curiosity, and even myths surrounding the coin. People still search pocket change because some extremely rare transitional errors exist, and those pieces can be worth serious money today. The standard 1965 quarter is made from a copper-nickel clad combination and was produced in massive numbers. But collectors are not chasing ordinary coins, they look for rare features, strong details, and unusual minting mistakes. One of the most exciting facts about the 1965 quarter is the existence of a few coins mistakenly struck on the older silver planchets. These transitional error quarters remain legendary among collectors because they were created during a chaotic time at the mint. A small number of leftover silver blanks were accidentally fed into the presses meant for the new clad coins, resulting in an incredibly rare 1965 silver quarter. These pieces are scarce, difficult to find, and extremely desirable. While it's nearly impossible to stumble upon one today, people still check their change just in case. Another area of great interest is error varieties. The 1965 quarter features several types of minting errors that increase value dramatically. Collectors look for off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the blank wasn't properly aligned. Broad strikes are also popular, giving the coin a stretched, oversized look with no rim. Then there are double die errors, where letters, numbers, and design elements appear doubled due to misalignment during minting. Although major double dies for 1965 quarters are less common than other errors, even minor doubling can increase interest. Struck-through errors, where foreign material interferes during minting, and clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is missing from the blank itself, are also types of errors that collectors watch for. But beyond value and rarity, the 1965 quarter represents an important moment in American coin history. It marks the beginning of the clad era, when the US Mint moved away from silver for everyday circulation. This shift was meant to stop coin hoarding, stabilize the economy, and ensure enough coins were available for daily use. Millions of Americans saved silver quarters from earlier years, believing they would become valuable, and the government needed a long-term solution. By transitioning to copper-nickel clad coinage, the mint could produce larger quantities while reducing dependence on precious metals. The 1965 quarter symbolizes the moment the US monetary system changed direction. Collectors also appreciate the design of the 1965 quarter. The obverse features the familiar profile of George Washington, originally created by sculptor John Flanagan for the 1932 Washington Quarter program. The reverse shows the heraldic eagle with outstretched wings holding arrows and an olive branch. Even though millions of 1965 quarters circulated heavily, a well-preserved example still has sharp lettering, clearer details in Washington's hair, and more feathers visible on the eagle. That makes condition an important element when comparing one 1965 quarter to another. Now let's explore what makes some 1965 quarters stand out from the rest. Although the base metal composition is standard, certain coins were struck with greater pressure or received slightly better treatment during production. These coins show enhanced luster, a strong strike, and more detail than average circulation pieces. Collectors sometimes search through rolls and bags of coins hoping to find these high-quality examples. While the majority of 1965 quarters are common, finding one with exceptional eye appeal can still make it a desirable collectible. In addition, coin roll hunters look for color changes such as natural toning. Over time, clad coins can develop unique shades or patterns due to environmental exposure. Some collectors enjoy these natural colors, especially when the toning appears even, attractive, or unusual. Although toning does not always increase value dramatically, it adds character and uniqueness to the coin. Another fascinating aspect of the 1965 quarter is that it carries no mint mark. During this time, the US Mint removed mint marks from all coins to discourage hoarding. That means 1965 quarters struck at both Philadelphia and Denver appear identical. This adds a layer of mystery since collectors cannot easily determine where a specific coin was made unless it has an identifiable error connected to a specific mint process. People also enjoy searching for 1965 quarters because they are still easy to find in circulation today. Despite their age, These coins were produced in such enormous quantities that many remain in everyday transactions. Millions of people across the United States still carry them unknowingly in their pockets, purses, and change jars. That's what makes coin hunting exciting. You never know when a rare error could appear unexpectedly. Let's talk more about the transitional errors because this topic generates huge interest among collectors, YouTube viewers, and coin enthusiasts. A transitional error occurs when a coin is struck with the wrong metal after major compositional change. In the case of the 1965 quarter, the mint was transitioning from silver to clad, and in that chaotic process, leftover silver planchets mixed with the new copper-nickel blanks. Identifying a silver 1965 quarter involves checking the weight and the sound of the coin. The silver version is heavier and has no copper-colored edge. While the chances of finding one today are extremely low, videos about transitional errors continue to go viral because people love the idea of discovering a rare treasure. Not all 1965 quarters are rare, but the story behind them keeps collectors engaged. The date represents a turning point for American currency, and the errors tied to this year make it a favorite topic in the coin community. Whether you're a new collector or someone who has been studying coins for years, understanding the significance of the 1965 quarter helps you appreciate its place in history. The value of a 1965 quarter depends on rarity factors like condition, errors, eye appeal, and demand. Regular circulated examples usually hold their basic face value, but rare errors and unusual finds can be worth much more. Collectors enjoy learning about these details so they can examine their own coins more carefully. Every little detail, from rim alignment to design sharpness, can influence the interest a coin receives from the community. As we explore deeper, remember that coins are more than metal. They're witnesses to history. The 1965 quarter was part of a massive transformation in American coinage, produced during a period of economic challenge and innovation. This coin traveled through decades of transactions, passing through countless hands, carrying stories of daily life, business, and the evolving culture of the nation. Next up, this coin continues to attract collectors, investors, and coin hunting enthusiasts because of its history, its minting details, its potential errors, and its unexpected value in certain conditions. If you're searching for information about the 1977 D quarter, its value, rare varieties, mint errors, and how you can identify a valuable 1977 D quarter in your change today, then stay tuned, because this long, detailed guide will walk you through everything you need to know. The 1977 D quarter is part of the long-running Washington Quarter series, and like many coins produced in the 1970s, it has a fascinating background connected to rising coin production demands, changing metal compositions, and the growing popularity of modern coin collecting. The 1977 D quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, marked with a D mint mark located to the right of George Washington's portrait. These quarters are made of a copper-nickel clad composition, which means they have a pure copper core with outer layers of copper and nickel. This makes them durable and resistant to wear, which is why many 1977 D quarters are still found in circulation today. Even though this coin is common, the value of the 1977 D quarter can increase dramatically depending on condition, strike quality, rarity, and whether the coin features any mint errors. Collectors search for high-grade examples, especially those with sharp details, full luster, and minimal surface marks. When it comes to rarity, regular circulated examples of the 1977 D quarter typically hold face value, but the story changes when we look at uncirculated coins. High-grade examples certified in top condition can sell for much more. Collectors especially look for coins graded MS65, MS66, and MS67, where prices can increase significantly because high-quality survivors are not as common as many people expect. Coins with strong luster, clean fields, sharp lettering, and excellent eye appeal often command premium prices. If you're lucky enough to find a 1977 D quarter in exceptional condition, it may be worth submitting for grading, as high-grade coins often attract competitive buyers. One of the biggest reasons this coin is searched online thousands of times each day is because of its potential mint errors. Error coins from 1977 are especially desirable because they are scarce and often dramatic. Collectors look for off-center strikes, clipped planchets, double dies, die cracks, broad strikes, and struck-through errors. A double die obverse or reverse can dramatically increase value, especially if the doubling is clear in the lettering, date, or motto. Off-center strikes that show major misalignment are also valuable depending on how much of the design is missing. Struck-through grease errors can soften or remove parts of the design, and these can sell for more than regular examples. The key to identifying an error is to carefully inspect both sides of the coin under good lighting and magnification. When we talk about the historical background of the 1977 D quarter, it's important to remember that the United States Mint was producing millions of coins each year to meet growing demand. People were using coins in everyday transactions more frequently during this time, and inflation of the 1970s increased circulation needs. The Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters in 1977, and while most were ordinary business strike coins meant for daily use, only a small percentage of surviving examples remain in top-tier condition. That's why high-grade 1977 D quarters are collectible today. Next up today we explore everything that makes the 1978 quarter special, from its history and minting process to its metal composition, key features, common errors, rare varieties, and the potential value that collectors search for today. If you want to understand the full story behind the 1978 quarter, its circulation, its hidden gems, and why millions of collectors worldwide are still searching for rare examples of this coin, then listen closely, because this complete guide reveals every important detail you need to know. The 1978 quarter dollar features the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. This design had already been in use for decades by the time 1978 coins were minted, but collectors still appreciate the clean, bold profile of Washington, the sharp lettering, and the overall layout that makes the quarter one of the most recognizable coins in U.S. currency. On the reverse, the coin displays the powerful heraldic eagle, wings outstretched, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below. This symbol of strength, peace, and authority remained a core part of American quarter design until the state quarter series began in 1999. The 1978 quarter was minted at two United States mint facilities, the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. Philadelphia quarters carry no mint mark, while Denver quarters bear the small D mint mark just to the right of Washington's ponytail. Both mints produced hundreds of millions of coins that year, making the 1978 quarter common in circulation even today. However, the true interest for collectors lies not in the standard circulated coins but in the rare high-grade specimens, mint errors, and special variations that can transform an ordinary 25-cent coin into one worth significantly more to collectors. Like all clad quarters minted between 1965 and 1998, the 1978 quarter is composed not of silver but of a copper-nickel clad alloy. The outer layers consist of 75% copper and 25% nickel, while the core is pure copper. This gives the coin its signature silvery appearance and excellent durability, allowing millions of these coins to remain in circulation for decades without excessive wear. Each coin has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, a weight of 5.67 grams, and a reeded edge. These technical specifications help collectors identify authentic pieces and distinguish them from damaged or altered coins. Even though the 1978 quarter is not considered rare in general circulation, certain coins in exceptional condition or with unique minting errors can hold surprising value. High-grade coins, especially those graded MS65 and above, become far more desirable because finding a coin from 1978 with crisp details, full luster, and minimal scratches is challenging after decades of circulation. Coins with strong strike, clear eagle features, and clean surfaces often attract premium attention. Collectors also look for coins with original mint luster, which appears as a cartwheel-like shine when the coin is tilted under light. Now let's explore the world of mint errors on the 1978 quarter, because error coins are one of the most powerful drivers of collector interest and SEO searches related to 1978 quarter value. Some of the most well-known errors include off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned, creating a noticeable shift in the coin's imagery. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the higher the value. Broad strikes are another collectible error, where the coin was struck without the metal collar, causing the edges to expand outward. Double-die obverse and double-die reverse errors, though rare for this year, are among the most sought-after errors when they do appear. These errors create doubled lettering, numbers, or features on Washington's portrait or the eagle design. Another valuable error is the clipped planchette, where a small curved or straight segment of the coin's edge is missing due to a misfeed during the blank cutting process. Collectors also look for strike-through errors, where something such as grease or debris interfered with the minting process, leaving unusual marks or missing details. Any unique, dramatic, or visually noticeable error on a 1978 quarter can elevate its value significantly, especially if the coin is also in high grade. The real excitement around the 1978 quarter comes when collectors discover high-grade examples certified by reputable grading companies. While most circulated 1978 quarters are worth only face value, pristine condition coins can sell for much more. Certain coins graded MS67 or above can command premium prices because they are so rare in that level of perfection. The combination of flawless surfaces, strong strike, and attractive eye appeal can elevate a simple quarter into a noteworthy collectible. Proof-like or unusual finish coins, even from circulation strikes, sometimes attract attention due to their shine and clarity. Understanding the market for the 1978 quarter is crucial, because collectors' interest is driven by scarcity, condition, and the growing popularity of US coins from the 1970s. Many people today search for coins from their childhood years, which increases demand for coins like the 1978 quarter. The coin's appearance in pocket change sparks curiosity, especially when viewers wonder whether they might have a rare or valuable quarter without knowing it. This makes videos about 1978 quarters highly popular, with strong SEO performance related to value, rare errors, price guides, and collector tips. In addition to mint errors and high-grade examples, certain characteristics can make a 1978 quarter more desirable. Full rim details, sharp lettering, and a clean eagle tail feather pattern are signs of strong strike quality. Many 1978 quarters show weakness in certain areas due to die wear, so coins with deep, bold impressions stand out. Collectors also look at the steps of Washington's hair, the clarity of the date and mint mark, and the feather lines on the eagle's wings. Each of these tiny features can influence value, especially in upper mint state grades. When examining your own 1978 quarter, start by checking the mint mark. Philadelphia coins may be more common, but that does not mean high-grade Denver examples are easier to find. Then evaluate the overall condition of the coin. Look for scratches, dents, stains, discoloration, or worn details. Next, examine the luster under light, rotating the coin to see whether original mint brilliance remains. A bright, uniform luster is one of the most attractive qualities on a collectible coin. If you suspect your coin may have an error or unusually sharp striking details, that may increase its desirability. Collectors often build full-date runs of Washington quarters, and 1978 is an essential part of any such collection. While it may not be the rarest coin of the series, it plays an important role in the timeline of American coinage during the late 1970s, just before the release of the Susan B. Anthony dollar and the dramatic shift toward modern coin production. The 1978 quarter marks the end of an era when Washington quarters looked the same year after year, maintaining a consistency that collectors appreciate for its simplicity and traditional design. Now we will explore the 1980 quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, a facility known for producing billions of coins each year. In 1980, the Denver Mint produced a massive number of quarters to meet national demand. Because of inflation, widespread use, and daily circulation needs, huge mintages were required during this period. These quarters were made from the standard clad composition of copper and nickel, featuring a copper core sandwiched between nickel-coated surfaces. Even though this metal combination is common for quarters produced after 1965, every year has its own story based on production numbers, strike quality, and unique minting characteristics. On the obverse of the 1980 quarter, you'll see the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This design has been iconic since its introduction in 1932. The bust of Washington faces left, with the word Liberty above, the date 1980 at the bottom, and the mint mark D placed to the right of Washington's hair tie. The motto "In God We Trust" appears on the left side of the portrait. On circulated examples, the details often show wear on Washington's cheek, jawline, and hair. But well-preserved pieces can show sharper lines, smoother surfaces, and a stronger strike from the Denver Mint. The reverse displays the classic heraldic eagle design, which was used on US quarters for many decades. The eagle stands with outstretched wings, clutching arrows and an olive branch, symbolizing both strength and peace. Above it is the phrase United States of America, and below is the denomination quarter dollar. On many circulated 1980 quarters, you can sometimes see flattening on the eagle's wings or worn feathers due to heavy use in circulation. But nicer examples hold sharper feathers, crisp lettering, and strong definition. Even though this coin is common in circulation, collectors still search for high-grade examples. A 1980 quarter in circulated condition is normally worth its face value, but uncirculated pieces, especially those with strong luster and minimal contact marks, can attract collector interest. Mint state coins graded around MS63 to MS65 can be valued higher due to their condition rarity. The highest quality coins, those with exceptional brightness, sharp features, and clean surfaces, are the ones collectors seek most. Perfect or near-perfect coins are difficult to find because of the high mintages, mass handling, and the nature of high-speed coin production. One of the most fascinating parts of the 1980D quarter market is error coins. Minting errors attract strong attention because they are rare, unique, and often worth far more than regular examples. Some notable errors for the 1980D quarter include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the coin was not properly centered during striking. These errors can range from slight misalignments to dramatic shifts where a significant portion of the design is missing. The more dramatic the off-center strike while still showing a full date and mint mark, the more valuable the coin becomes. Another error sometimes found on 1980D quarters is the clipped planchette error. This happens when a portion of the metal blank is missing, creating a curved or straight indentation on the rim. These clips stand out immediately and tend to attract collector demand. Additionally, there are strike-through errors, where foreign material becomes trapped between the die and the planchette, leaving an unusual mark or indentation on the surface. These strike-through errors are interesting because no two are exactly alike. One of the most talked about categories is double die errors. Although major double dies are not commonly reported for the 1980D quarter, collectors still check for any doubling on the lettering, numbers, or profiles. If a strong double die ever surfaces, it could become a highly desirable variety due to rarity. Most of the doubling found on circulated 1980D quarters is mechanical doubling, which does not carry significant value, but strong true double dies would be prized. The 1980D quarter also appears in some transitional discussions because collectors love to search clad quarters for unusual metal compositions, even though no known transitional planchets are widely documented for this year. Sometimes enthusiasts test weights, check rim color, or look for unusual thickness or metal tone. Although extremely rare, any off-metal strike in this period would be a major discovery and could reach high auction values if authenticated. As you explore the 1980D quarter, it becomes clear that its story is not about rarity in numbers but about the opportunity hidden in details. Millions of these coins still circulate in pocket change, coin rolls, vending machines, and bank boxes. But among them are well-preserved examples, unique errors, and coins that have been stored for decades in untouched condition. Many collectors today enjoy roll searching, checking hundreds of quarters for sharper strikes, stronger luster, or unusual features that stand out against regular circulation wear. Another reason the 1980D quarter remains important is how it represents a transitional period in U.S. coin collecting. The late 1970s and early 1980s saw large mintages, changes in circulation patterns, and greater awareness of modern varieties. Collectors began focusing more on mint marks, die varieties, and high-grade examples rather than just older silver coins. The 1980D quarter fits perfectly into this stage of coin history, encouraging collectors to look closely at modern circulating coins. When examining a 1980D quarter, one thing to pay attention to is overall surface quality. Because these coins were produced in huge numbers, many have contact marks from coin bags and high-speed machinery. These marks can lower the grade of uncirculated examples. A truly premium example will have fewer nicks, fewer scratches, and a strong, appealing shine. The strike plays a role too. Some Denver-minted quarters from 1980 show slightly weaker details, while others were struck with fresh dies that left crisp lines and bold definition. Collectors also pay attention to toning. While most 1980D quarters appear bright or lightly worn, some examples develop attractive natural toning from years of storage. Colors like gold, blue, or rainbow patterns can add visual appeal and make an otherwise common coin more desirable. Toning is highly subjective, but unique or eye-catching toning can lift a coin's interest level. Another important factor is the difference between circulation finds and original mint set examples. Coins taken directly from 1980 mint sets can exhibit stronger luster, better strikes, and cleaner surfaces because they were never released into circulation. These mint set coins are one of the best sources for finding high-grade 1980D quarters. As we continue exploring this coin, it's worth remembering that its true value lies in details, condition, errors, and collector demand. Even though billions were minted, only a small percentage survive in top condition. The world of coin collecting thrives on discovery, and the 1980D quarter provides countless opportunities for new and experienced collectors to learn, search, and enjoy the hunt.